This is a Saberforge ASP lightsaber hilt. ASP is the adaptive saber parts, so that means that you can mix and match different Saberforge components. So they have a section of emitter pieces, switch sections, bodies, and pommels. And so here's one of the combinations you can get with those different parts. And it's really neat because you can end up with all sorts of different combinations of parts, and you can really design kind of a distinctive lightsaber and make it your own. So it's really neat that they have that available. Now, I do like to name lightsabers. You know, one of the things about building an ASP lightsaber is it doesn't have a name, and so I am naming this lightsaber the Emauler Prophecy, and that's kind of a mashup of several of the names of the parts that I use to, construct this lightsaber. So let's kind of start. Well, first of all, we should look at the overall hilt. You can see it's very long. It's about 15 inches from the base of the pommel all the way up to the top of the emitter. Very long lightsaber. A lot of that length comes specifically from the emitter. This is one of the longer emitters that Saberforge sells. So here's kind of how much of the saber it is. Not quite half, but it's possibly about a third of the length of the hilt. So if we take a closer look at the emitter section, though, it's got this gorgeous kind of slanted emitter to it, angled emitter, kind of gives that classic lightsaber look. And then on this side, we have this U-shaped cutout as well. And then below that, we have the tsuba, or handguard. It's sort of, it's not a super wide tsuba, but it does add kind of a neat visual cue to it, very much like a Kanan Jarrus style lightsaber maybe. Now below that, we have kind of this smooth section, but these are some windows in the emitter. So this is very kind of a deep-seated lightsaber. And you've got these sort of stacked vertical windows in the emitter on either side of the hilt. There are these kind of small black accent grooves as well. Now that's the end of the emitter section, and also the name of this emitter section is the Sinister Prophecy emitter, if you'd like to look it up. Now below that we have the switch section. So this is a Emauler switch, and it has these kind of switch holes right here. This one's got a switch, actually attached to it here, and below that is an open spot. And we've got these gorgeous kind of milled details to it that are colored black, so that's pretty cool. And we have these two kind of screws here, and then we have several additional greeblies. We have this red thumb screw greebly, which is always kind of a neat lightsaber feature to have, very kind of a prequel trilogy kind of style or design feature. Then below that we have this silver colored greebly as well. So, that adds some neat decoration to the overall hilt design. Now below that we have the body of the hilt. Okay, so this is a 10 body in the ASP saber parts section, or in the ASP section of the website rather. And it's actually the same grip or the same body as the Emerald Knight lightsaber, which is the Corran Horn style lightsaber. So it sort of has this speeder bike handle vibe to it, or that's really kind of what it appears to be. It has these cutout sections with this knurled texture at the base. So I love that feature, that kind of design feature, and it's also pretty easy to grip. And then also we have these kind of cutouts here. That's part of the body as well. And then finally the pommel is this kind of black pommel right here. This is an 06 pommel. It's really known for, its fins are really the defining feature. It makes it look almost a little bit like a rocket ship, which is pretty cool. It's got some silver accents on the fins a bit as well. So a bit of a short pommel, and the black really ties in with the black on the body, and then some of the other black elements throughout the hilt design. But we can see also that it's vented, as is the case with all Saberforge pommels. So this has been a look at a lightsaber that I'm calling the Emauler Prophecy. I like to name lightsabers. I don't want to just call it just random ASP lightsaber, even though that's what it is. But this is a Saberforge ASP lightsaber, and I've named it the Emauler Prophecy, just, based on the different parts that the lightsaber is comprised of. So feel free to comment below.